Hello there, guys. This is Stranger Hydra 9, and I know this format's a little different than the format I usually use, but like I just started my channel back up, hoping to get my Hapag here pretty soon, probably 2 weeks to a month, hopefully. And today I wanted to try something a little bit different, and that is review games personally. That is face-to-face reviews, and the two games I'm going to choose today seem a bit odd and not really related to each other, but stick with this video and I think you'll really come to see how I touch on an important theme. The first game I'm going to be reviewing is Heavy Rain. This is a greatest hits on the PS3. I picked up this game fairly soon after getting my PS3, and I really like it. It's a good game. The second one is Mag, also greatest hits for the PS3. Now, you're probably asking yourself, why do these two games really relate to each other at all? And why should I care about this review? Well, the two things that these games really relate to each other with is they really show the PlayStation console at its core, what it does well and what it does very poorly, and as contrast to the Xbox 360. So if you're interested in either one of these games, I'm going to be reviewing them. And if you're interested also in the theme of this video, then I think you're going to find this useful. So let's start with the first one, and that is Heavy Rain. A really good game for the PS3. Um, a lot of reviewers will talk about, what's the length of the single player campaign, etc., etc. And a game like Heavy Rain, basically, it is only a single player campaign. You do get some bonuses because this is the director's cut, being a greatest hits version, but it's not really anything too substantial. Um, this game is really good because it really goes outside the box. That's what really makes this game good. It goes outside the box. It's willing to take a risk. In this game, basically, you control a man who's lost one of his two sons to a car accident, and another one of his sons gets kidnapped. And basically, the story revolves around how far you're willing to go to save this son. It sounds kind of like a cliched concept, and the game could have really gone to crap very quickly. I'm going to be honest with you guys. But what makes this a really, really good game is your decisions in the game are extraordinarily important. And a lot of games talk about, a morale system or, something like where, you can choose to be good, choose to be evil. But very few games like this game right here really have morally ambiguous choices um, that you can want one result to happen and a totally different thing will happen in the game. Like you think you've got it all figured out, but you really don't. And that's very, very smart on the director's part. The people who were crafting this game really made this game close to real life. Like, how many times have things happened to you like this in real life? You were, thinking, let's say, oh, I wanted to do this one thing and I expect this outcome, but something totally different happens. And you were like, what happened? I thought I had it all planned out. This game is just like that. You can want one thing to happen, and your choice, although seemingly on the surface simple, sets off a cascade that ultimately can result in something totally different from what you're wanting to happen. The best way to play this game, I really feel, is to play without loading saves. So that is continuously and just see what happens. And it really, the one thing I would caution people about, it is a really dark game. Um, there's some parts that are very mature um, and very disturbing, to be honest. And I think that's another thing, really. If a game can truly be disturbing, not like scary, gory, a zombie jumping out or something like that, but I mean psychologically disturbing. That's to me is, even though I normally don't like those type of games, I found myself intrigued with Heavy Rain because I feel like, it's kind of like a kickback to an older style of games where, it was all more psychological. Like I remember one of the first commentaries I've ever watched was a Silent Hill 1 blind Let's Play. and I thought it was just tremendous because the guy really captured the psychological tale of that title. Now, again, this is not a survival horror game, and just how you use your PlayStation controller is totally different than almost any other game you're going to find. I believe there's one before this called Fahrenheit something that, or Indigo Prophecy. Maybe that was it. So definitely check this game out. It's about $30. You can find it at GameStop, Walmart, that kind of thing. Check this game out, guys. The next game I'm reviewing is Mag. This is the exact opposite, and this is the theme I was talking about in regards to the PlayStation 3. The PlayStation 3 is a great console, but it's a great single player console. And a lot of the online multiplayers that I played on the PS3 really don't match up to the Xbox 360, and Mag is a classic example of this. Really, really, really poor game. I'm shocked that it made it into the greatest hits collection. And the only reason I feel like it could do this was just because there's really kind of just no good multiplayer games on the PS3, except ones that aren't console specific, like, COD or Battlefield 3, which you can't really say is a testament to that console because you can play them on the Xbox 360 as well. The newest one that I'm trying out is Starhawk, and I have some mixed thoughts about that, and that will probably be a later review. So let's stick with Mag. What makes this game bad? Um, Poor hit detection, insanely bad ratio, like your starting weapons are crap compared to the game to weapons you unlock later. Very poor community. Um, it's supposedly up to 256 players on a console. I should have known that was a bad sign because obviously, on a console, it can't support that. And it does have a lot more players than you'll see in most console titles, but you really don't feel that there's any sort of teamwork component at all. That's what I feel is so lacking on the PlayStation 3 is a lot of multiplayer titles you go into, nobody has headsets, or if they do have headsets, they just talk jibber jabber. Nothing productive or working towards a team purpose. And of course, that's not in all games, but it's been my experience on the PS3. And this is just the absolute, pretty much what a shooter should not be. Generic, poor online community, poor hit detection, bad graphics for those of you who cares, really strange animations, like your character jumps in this kind of like cartwheeling, kind of like, like I'm jumping over a fence type of way. I don't know. This game was just, and it's really a multiplayer only game, so you have no single player campaign to really back this up either. So, wow, really, really generic. So the theme I was trying to talk to you guys today about is that I believe that PS3 kind of caters more to the single player gamer. It's more of an older style console that really relies on its campaigns rather than the multiplayer experience. And that's strange because I actually feel that the PlayStation 3 has a better setup for online, if you know what I mean. But lack of Xbox Live Chat, the kind of it just does not. Even though the base setup of the PS3 is stellar, um, it just never really captured onto the online community, and I think that that's really going to hurt it come the PS4. They really need to make some good changes. Um, to really stay up with the times. Although I have to say some of the PS3's campaigns are way better than any Xbox 360 game I played. So it's a mixed bag, and the theme I was really trying to point on today was that, Xbox 360 more for multiplayer, PS3 more for single player. I hope you guys really got some useful info out of these reviews. I hope you like this style of commentary. Please leave me a comment. I really appreciate all your views as always, and I'm very happy to make these commentaries, and I'll be happy also to get that HD PVR and be able to show you some of these great games. Games that I've gotten recently include Ghost Recon Future Soldier for the Xbox 360, Starhawk 3, I mean, Starhawk 3, there is no Starhawk 3, Starhawk for the PS3, and really plan on getting a lot of other games as they launch. So if you want a review of a particular game, let me know. All right, guys. Thanks for your time, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.